And now that we got that 2016-17 meme out the way, let's go ahead and discuss the title. I didn't want to do an intro. I didn't want to do. I can't do edits anyway. But I didn't want to do anything but apologize for this camera quality. I need to get a real webcam. MacBook, they Apple, man, Apple just shits the bed sometimes. Man. I don't know what to say. Apple, you gotta step up your webcam game. But anyway, here to talk about the new Bhad Bhabie Daniel Bergoli album, 15. If you don't know who Bhad Bhabie is, then you are living a blessed life because I don't think anybody under the age of 18 has any logical want to know of this woman. And even people under that age, trust me, as a former minor, you can find better women than Daniel Bergoli out there. But moving on, we're here to talk about music and the personality that has laid this sparse feast in front of us is responsible for the hit singles. These hoes spell like some Ed Orgeron LSU type shit. Uh, and Gucci Flip Flops, another hit of hers. And honestly, I mean, listen, nobody hates Bad Baby because of her musical topics. I mean, she talks about the same stuff that her contemporaries, who many of them are featured on this album, Lil Yachty, a Little Baby, most of your quality control music. I mean, if they were like a foot shorter and white, they'd fit in pretty well with Bad Baby's crew. But hey, that's just me. So getting that out the way, um, from a song listing, track listing perspective, this is a 15 minute. There's a couple appearances, references towards 15 in here. Obviously, it's her age, and as if we didn't know she was like 15. The title track, the title track, the intro track, it is also named 15, and pretty much it speaks about her being one of the hottest Negroes out there making music at 15, and also mentions her being female, which I'll give her this. There's not many female artists with the single success that she has. I mean, she does have two, I guess you'd call them Billboard hits, as 6ix9ine would say. She's two for two. She might have more, but I promise I didn't even know the two she had before I listened to this project. Um, so she is doing the best that she possibly can do within her lane, you know. And I mean, this woman hasn't seen too much life yet, even though she is famous. She has all the memes, all the success, but she hasn't seen that much life, so she can only really talk about what she knows. And she is a former white trash, so she's giving you the struggle that comes with former white trash. And I mean, Eminem did it. I mean, Yellow Wolf did it. MGK did it. So why can't she do it? Not as good as either of those three, who aren't that good either at doing it, but she's far worse than those three in this regard. So yeah, I mentioned the contemporaries. I really want to just point out that I think that she may be a little bit even less creative than them when it comes to just lyrics. And obviously, this woman does not write her own lyrics. I hope we can get that out the way pretty quickly. She does not write her own lyrics at all. Um, Maybe the repetitive hooks, but that's about it. And I'd say she has even less creativity than Lil Yachty, who I think might be at this point one of the most just formulaic artists in the whole game, if possible, because he literally sticks to his few checkoffs and gets out the booth. And she might be even less creative than that. We also had a YG feature, a Lil Baby feature, and a Ty Dolla Sign feature, which also, you know, pretty cream of the crop type of trap features. You know, Lil Baby did his thing. You know, his flow is always pretty tight, and I didn't even care about what he said lyrically. This is the first impressions, by the way, so this is all like just first takes. His verse lyrically wasn't much of nothing, but he did snap on the beat. The production, by the way, is for the most part Pretty solid. I mean, it's not anything like you won't find any like sicko mode switch ups and anything that significant, but it's pretty solid for the most part. And yeah, Ty Dolla Sign. He just I think she kind of tried to harmonize with him on that. Ty Dolla Sign. I mean, I don't even know what Ty Dolla Sign features aren't like original anymore. Usually, like I mean, he does good. Like his voice is good. It carries weight, but like I don't know who gets like gunned off. Like people get lit off of the Ty Dolla Sign feature still. I mean, it's 2018. Let's keep it G real right now. Um, so yeah, that's her contemporaries. I think most of them outperformed her on the songs they were on. But I mean, aside from what songs did I think were good on here? All right, we'll be sitting here all day if I tried to find that. I really, there is one that I particularly like, but I'll say that for the end. She also featured her, I guess, contemporaries in female trap, the City Girls and Asian Doll. Asian Doll, I believe, is the one who came out with Everything Nice. I hope that's her because that song's really nice. Was that her? I don't think that was her. I think that was somebody else. But I'm confusing female rappers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, females. I'm not a misogynist music reviewer, but I really don't know. There's a lot of similar sounding female artists out here as far as the trap lane go. Titty Girls, they brought the energy they always do. I think Bad Baby did do a decent job matching that energy. If it's one thing she does bring, it's aggression, and I feel like pretty they linked up pretty well with that. Um, Asian Doll is solid too. I don't know. When I hear like Bad Baby talk about her gang, I assume these people are the people that she considers like friends because I don't see her having many friends being A15 associated with 20 plus year olds in the VIP of the club. I pray that they aren't actually too close to each other. I'm not gonna be that herb that acts like 15-year-olds weren't doing shady shit when I was 15, but you can't be a mediator to that stuff. You gotta just let that completely subside away from you like a wave or something like that. And you can't be out there, putting energy to that stuff. And I pray that her friends aren't doing that, her musical friends. But getting back to the music, another con I had. I don't have any pros, but another con I had was her voice. There's her inflections, and then like sometimes her like background ad libs, I guess they usually don't sound very good. Like when she tries to like speak in her stable, usual voice, obviously it's not even her normal voice is that bearable. I mean, it's her voice. You can't really be mad at her for her voice. When she starts trying to do like little like I guess Kendrick S type of like flow, she'll adjust sometimes with the flow with her voice as well, and it usually leads for the worst. There's one auto tune track which may be about that. It's around that Ty Dolla Sign because I just listened to this all the way through, no switch up. Was it famous? I don't know. It was somewhere around the bottom half of this track listening, and she did auto tune. It was awful. It was really really bad. And like I said, I mean, a lot of her trap contemporaries do the same thing. Reminds me of Yaya a lot. I know Yaya's like her big brother in music, and she does try to take some things from him. I feel like in terms of like just making a song, and usually as bad as Yachty does a lot of things song wise, her structure is sometimes even worse on here. I already went over the topics. I mean, the topics. If you came here to listen to like Drogas Wave, which I plan on reviewing, or Victory Lap, I mean, you're not getting that here. It's pretty bare bones music. And I guess to try to close it up, I got three. I got really four things I wanted to cover. Would I come back to it? No. There's a couple tracks I think people like that aren't just being memes. I think it was usually just high pitch, high bit. I can see people liking Young and Bad. That's the City Girls tune. I can see people liking that. Gucci Flip Flops I know was the one that charted. Juice was I liked YG's part, kinda. And Bad Baby Story, the outro, that was I know what it's supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be like your last call by Kanye, or just something real emotionally moving about a person giving their come up story. You know, I won't say trite, but a trope a lot of people come off with in hip hop for years now. And I mean, it's cool to try that because she has had a relatively interesting path to this to the spotlight. And I understand trying to give your take on that, but there's a certain lack of conciseness that I feel like comes off of this. But like, it's just her basically like the way she rambles on this track. I can see her rambling and just talking to any person that she's seen ever, like just any person on the block to ask her, "Hey, how'd you become Bad Baby?" And I mean, it's interesting in face value, but you think like, what has she done since she's gotten this status? And really nothing interesting at that point. She's pretty much stopped most of the fuckery. She has become a pretty much a normal trap rapper that happens to be 15 and female and white. And I mean, really, it falls short. I guess it fills in the holes a little bit for people who really want to know how this monster, to quote another female artist that's flopped recently, um, how this monsters came to be. And I personally didn't want to know, but I guess it was a good listen. It's worth, I guess, knowing if you already got that far in the album. Um, And speaking of her come up story, I really think that like if you gave this album to anybody else, at least production wise, they could make a couple more like interesting little excerpts or catchphrases. But she's just so like to compare her to like a male contemporary. She's like Lil Pump, where like it's a formula, and she sticks to that formula in the booth. It's simple, but Lil Pump creates his own like ignition, velocity behind a song, and you can tell it's like genuine, it's heartfelt. It's just some lit stuff sometimes. With her, it's like and she kind of actually discusses this towards the end of that song, where like she's pretty much just a figurehead for Atlantic. Speaking of Atlantic, Atlantic went from Lupe to this person. All right, Atlantic. If this is the look you wanted, by all means, it's a damn shame how Atlantic Records works out. But she's just a figurehead for some ghostwriters, some mediocre producers to get their sound out there. And I mean, if you know that someone's gonna chart, and hey, do what you got to do. If I was like some up and coming exec, and I saw like a good, a good face getting in and out there, which I don't think using a 15-year-old with the obvious physical properties that she has just to move units is necessarily the most morally safe thing of all time. But I don't think executives have morals or ethics. So I think her being relevant is more indicative of the industry being soulless than it is of her just coming up because of people's awful music taste. And that's really my take on Bad Baby in general on his album. If I had to put it to a rating, I'd give it a 3 out of 10 maybe, because I mean there's some person out there just likes trap music and the inflection it has, and for them, I mean, this is trap music. Not the best, not good, but it is trap music. Um, and really, what mood you have to be to listen to this? You have to be just really like happy because you need to be so high, not weed wise, but high as in emotionally. Because when you do come down from this album, it's gonna knock you down a good bit. I had a pretty good day at school. I came to this and I want to go take a nap right now. This is not good music. And does it slap? No, it doesn't slap. I hope y'all have a good day. Peep y'all later and come back for more music reviews. I'll have some more interesting things cooking. Hopefully better music than this. See ya.